Hello everyone and welcome back to Gear Facts. Today let's take another look at the classic Roland XP-80. Back in the mid-90s, this was the god keyboard, the one that nobody could afford but everybody wanted. This particular one is in great physical condition, but it's been in storage for too long and some of the keys have become a little bit unresponsive. Apart from that, it's just about perfect. So what we're going to do in this video is run a whole bunch of newer MIDI information into it that you wouldn't have got in 1995. And we'll see how it's standing the test of time. More specifically, what I'm hoping to see is an uncomfortable mismatch between the data coming into the XP-80 and the old sounds that it has on board to cope with that data. Things can go smoothly like this. Then a signal comes along that the XP-80 doesn't quite understand and you get a big glitch. And for me, this is what makes pairing up old gear with new gear so interesting and fun. Of course, whatever comes in can be filtered. Okay, this next one gives me a huge amount of pleasure, friends. It's a keyboard solo and a complex bass line routed in together on the same MIDI channel. The XP-80 just doesn't know what to do. And just sometimes, certain data sounds better on the old XP-80 than it does on the new gear. So that was all MIDI data being sent to the XP-80. What I'm going to do now is attach some newer devices, starting with Yamaha's Seek Track. Whoops. Seem to have lost our right channel. Let me just fix that. So far, not so good with the Seek Track. Just scrolling through a few sounds there and I still haven't got that right channel back. Let's just add some filtering. Nah, it's not working out. Let's try Yamaha PSR E383. It's a pretty conservative keyboard, but the XP-80 wants to make it weird. By the way, I'm using the excellent Do-Re-Mi USB to MIDI interface to get these intergenerational keyboards to talk to each other. filters back in the mid-90s were much harsher than they are now. Ouch, still fun to play with though. Let's turn on the PSR-E383's arpeggiator. Trying to keep these filters under control. I think that was annoying Moki's ears a bit. Okay, a little bit of freestyle. Okay, let's try another little sequencer. This is a Behringer TD3. The XP-80 seemed a little less confused about what the Behringer TD3 was trying to communicate to it, and I got some charming results. Back on the Yamaha PSR-E383 now, and this is probably my favourite. Are you ready for some dark country and western? New gear and old gear having an awkward conversation. Well everyone, as you'd expect, there's a bit of mismatch between the newer MIDI information and the MIDI information of 30 years old, which this keyboard would have been more used to receiving. So we got some mixed results there. But let me know your opinion, let me know your XP-80 stories, and I'll see you on the next Gear Facts video. As a bit of bonus material for those of you who'd like to see inside the XP-80, here's some video from an abandoned project I was doing where I tried to fix the unresponsive keys. So you spray across there with the alcohol and lift those out because there might be dust in there. Very easy to pop it back in. And it clicks into place. Another thing too is that all the screws are the same size for that, so organising them is not difficult. So it's a good idea to mark which key you're having troubles with, just line it up with the one that's giving you issues. And if you look on the back, you might see that there's a bit of staining from where all of this kind of stuff runs out from underneath the keys. Roland XP keyboards and other models are really famous for that. Anyway, you'll see that some of it is actually on the board, and I suspect that's what is interfering with this key making a sound. So I'm going to give it a really thorough clean the whole thing obviously, but around the problematic keys just be particularly thorough. You might have to do this several times. To put this back. Yikes. So I've got other keys marked that are faulty too, but I'm going to run a test with this one just to make sure that what I'm fixing now is actually the problem. But it was not the problem. I cleaned up the inside as much as I could, but the keys are still unresponsive. But anyway, for those of you still watching, that gives you a bit of a glimpse inside the XP80 and also of a very common problem that might need fixing.